There is such an ocean of suffering in the world. I mean, there's also pleasure and beauty and fun and play, but there is an ocean of suffering. There is suffering of every conceivable kind. And often, middle-class people live in ghettos where they isolate themselves from the suffering of others. But just the way in which they do that, if you look in their faces, you see there is suffering in them in the way they do it. So what I experience often is that the ocean of suffering is so vast, and the media bring it so immediately to you, and the faces of the people around you, and the stories about other cultures, it's so intense that what often happens is you feel powerless before this ocean, this wave, this like tidal wave of suffering. And the Edmund Burke's line is, the worst mistake is to do nothing because you can only do a little, which is the same line as Gandhi's, what you do may seem insignificant, but it's very important that you do it. That since everything is interrelated, if you do an act of suffering, if you help somebody across the street, or pick up somebody's groceries, or read to somebody that's blind, or just be kind and tender to somebody that has AIDS, or whatever you do of reading a story to your child, the way in which it's done out of tender caring, it's like our hearts are all connected in the universe, and it just keeps, it's like dropping pebbles into the water in which it all keeps spreading around. And it's very hard to understand when it seems like such a trivial act, how it is connected to the entire universe that way. And I feel that it is important not only for the relief of suffering that you do what you can for other people, it's important for your own heart that you do something. Well, when you look at the news, it is so filled with crisis and pain and terror and deceit and greed and lust. I mean, all you have to do is look at Dynasty and Dallas and things like that, and you see the qualities of human beings being elevated to fascination, objects of fascination that are coming out of really almost the least attractive qualities of humanity. It's interesting, almost celebrating the ugliness of humanity. And it seems to be, when you get to be, it's like being on the side of the angels. When you begin to be an instrument of love, of compassion, of caring, of tenderness, it's as if you feel like you're part of the sun coming out, or you're part of these trees and the birds. It's as if you're part of a statement of God's benevolence, or of the beauty of the dance or the play of life. And the more you align yourself that way, the more juice you get and the more you're capable of doing. And it's catchy. As Meher Baba, one of the spiritual beings of the past, said, love is catchy. It goes from heart to heart. It's catchy. It goes from person to person.